Yeah, now I started the recording. So good morning, good evening, wherever you are. I would like to start this session with a quick introduction to each other so that you know who is who. Maybe it will take maybe 5 minutes. I would like each of you just talk about, where are you from, what is your role, and then also, what you do, right? That probably will help, and then we'll go ahead and kickstart this meeting. First, we'll start with Manik, who has, I really got inspiration from him, his content creation. If you go to his LinkedIn profile, you'll see lot of followers appreciating. He gets maybe, sometimes 5,000 likes and then so many comments and then a lot of followers following him. I wanted to inspire you all with him saying that, how he built that network, what you can do to build similar kind of network, and also a lot of things to learn from each other. So with that, I would like to start each one of you, share your name, where are you from and your role, and we'll start. So let's start with first Krishna. Go ahead. Krishna Reddy.
Hi everyone, good morning, good evening. I'm Krishna Reddy. I am from Pune. Uh, I am a lab leader, automotive industry, and I am a leadership coach also on my personal front. That's all.
Rich, can you hear me? Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, good morning or good evening, everyone. My name is Rich Henrik. I'm located in Phoenix, Arizona, in the U.S., and I am a environmental, social, and governance manager working for Aero Electronics. In that role, I'm primarily responsible for helping facilities gain and maintain certifications in ISO 14001, 45001, and 50001. I also assist the Phoenix facility with their internal audit program.
Great. Thank you, Rich. MP, could you go ahead? Thank you.
Hi, I am MP. I live in Columbus, Indiana, and I work as engineering leader for Cummins. I've been in India also for 10 plus years, 1 year in UK and now in US from last 8 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Shiv Prasad. Yeah, you are on mute. If you unmute it, I think you are still on mute. Okay.
Sorry. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, I am Shiv Prasad. I'm working with Bridgestone India Private Limited, situated at Pune, India. Actually, my role is I'm working as manufacturing engineer. Currently, I am looking after OE enhancement. So actually, I come up with OE enhancement projects that help to boost OE of my section.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sri Ram, could you go ahead? Quickly introduce.
Yes. Good morning, good evening, everyone. I'm Sriram Rajagopalan. I'm located in Columbus, Indiana, and I work for Cummins, and then my current role is senior program manager supporting a product launch in 26 and 27.
Thank you so much. Atul? Go ahead. Hi.
Good morning, good evening. I'm Atul Morir. I'm based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I worked in GE for 12 years, and then recently I was in Vertiv and Thermo Fisher Scientific. I'm a supply chain person, and then eventually moved into ERP IT functional role in project management, product management, and then currently in job transition.
Yeah.
Looking for some new opportunities.
Thank you, Atul.
Thank you.
Yeah. Manoj? Manoj, can you introduce? Can you hear us?
I think he stepped away for 5 minutes.
Okay, no problem. Sachin Mangave.
Hi, good morning and good evening to everyone. So my name is Sachin Mangave. I am based out of Pune, working as an engineering manager in Fieldguard Filters Private Limited. And my role is I work as a technical project leader for design and development of crankcase ventilation product for engines.
Great, thank you. Kaushalendra.
Hello everyone, I'm Kaushalendra. I am working with a company called as Norma Group Products India Private Limited, and I am responsible for business development here, which is related with maintaining profitability of the company and achieving the desired turnover goals, ensuring top line and bottom line for my company. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaushalendra. Manoj, go ahead.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Manoj. I am working with Cummins more than 17 years, and my role is automation controls engineer for the assembly line.
Thank you so much. And last but not least, Krishna sir, quickly, maybe if you can.
Yes, good morning, good evening. Sorry, I'm on the move, so I'm not on the video.
No problem.
Very nice to be here. Currently, I'm on an independent consulting after having spent about 25 years on the board level with various companies. I'm so interested in seeing this group with Sanjeev that I'll be there and learn from you from all your experiences and talks. Thanks, Sanjeev.
Thank you. Yeah, so by the way, I think after this call, you'll hear, Krishna and I were thinking about how do we help this group, and then also, whoever wants to be in the C-suite or CEO levels, if they have aspirations, chief technical officer, operating officer, chief financial officer, whatever you would like to go there, then we are planning to really come up with few programs and then also help people to grow and develop them. So we'll talk a little bit more, after this, the first session with Manik. Okay. Did we miss anyone? Yeah, Balesh, can you introduce quickly who you are and your role and location, please?
Yeah, hi, myself Balesh. I'm in Karnataka. I'm from Dharwad. I'm joining from Dharwad. I'm working in a MNC company as a CEO. So it's an Italian company. We produce manufacturing of bush and bearings. I'm basically I'm the friend of Mr. Sanjeev's brother. So we know each other from long time, from my school days, also college days. So I am really excited to join this group and understanding more about what he's putting a lot of good things and improving our skills and even in work also in personally also. I always following him because his growth and everything. I'm really excited to meet you all, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Balesh. Yeah, and now we have two more. So Chandrakant, do you want to go ahead and introduce, and then maybe we'll ask Harsh and Bhaskar after that. Chandrakant, where are we?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Go
Hello,
ahead.
everyone. Good morning. Good evening. So, myself, Chandrakant, working as a software engineer. I'm basically from Pune, Maharashtra, India. So, I just got this link from Shiv Prasad Sindre. So, sorry for joining late. Yeah.
No worries. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, got that. Good to have this. Get the new idea from this new platform.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Harsh.
Yeah. Good morning and good evening. I am Harshvardhan Solaskar, presently associated with Caterpillar as a staff engineer. And I do have experience in product development and design validation, like almost more than 15 years.
Great. Thank you. Did we, and Bhaskar? Did we miss him or? Yeah, go ahead, Bhaskar.
Yes, Sanju, actually, I am traveling right now, but still, are you able to hear me properly?
Yes, go ahead.
I am Bhaskar Patil. I'm basically from Pune. And as Sanju, we are earlier worked together long back in Concentrate and Cummins. I also work with John Deere Pune for 15 years. And recently, I'm working with TAFE Group. And I'm expert in the engine commodity supply development. Yeah. So this is
Great.
my overall. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Keep your phones on mute. Now we have. Yeah.
Okay.
So first, as you see, this group is completely diverse group from, the people who are joined in as engineer to CEO level. This is a complete diverse group of skills you can see. And now I will, introduce Manik. Manik is, one of my friend. We just got connected about maybe 6 months ago. And then I'm also following him on LinkedIn. He has got about 90,000 followers. He creates a lot of great content. And he's also known as the top 6 worldwide project management content creator, and he has got a lot of experience to share with us. And he lives in Chennai, so I would give this floor to him to introduce and then also share a little bit about the stories and the inspiration that you got from, and then how you get there, and also we'll have a Q&A after this with this group. Go ahead, Manik. Thank you.
Sir, sure. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. It's initially while you invited me, I thought, what we are going to talk. But after the first 10 minutes, I'm completely impressed by the audience or the press group, starting from engineers to the CEO level. It's a great set of peoples, and I'm really happy and honored to be here. And you invited me as a guest speaker. That itself, something I'm proud of on this Saturday evening. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, Sanjeev sir is very correct. We got connected 6 months back, hardly. In one of the LinkedIn posts I created, and sir engaged with me, and then we got the conversation going on. So to start with me, my name is Manikya Vasagam Natarajan. You can call me Manik. I'm from Tamil Nadu, currently working with GF India or as a business process analyst expert and digital transformation specialist. So I have overall 10 years of experience. I started in quality domain and working with various oil and gas companies. And I slowly moved into project quality, supplier quality, customer quality departments, and then QMS. And last 2 years, I'm working with digital transformation department, more especially on supporting process mining initiative projects. So I'm the middle person who supports the IT department and the manufacturing department. So the IT team needs to know the manufacturing language, and the manufacturing team needs to know the IT language. So I'm the person who transforms the bridge between both the departments, and I work mostly on the process. My day-to-day life is full of process, starting from purchase to pay, accounts payable, accounts receivable, order to cash, quality complaint, end-to-end forecast to fulfill process, and so on. This is my professional background, and I'm sure that is not the primary reason I'm invited here, because this group have the very high achieved professionals, starting from Sanjeev sir to everyone. So that's not the reason I'm invited here. So the reason I was invited is because about my contribution to the LinkedIn community. Yes, I have nearly 90,000 followers in LinkedIn, and I have the followers group only focused on the manufacturing industry. You all obviously use LinkedIn. It's not like Instagram or Twitter or any other social media where it's not an easy task to get followers, and the more core followers, it's very, very difficult to get. And since LinkedIn is a job oriented platform or professional development platform. It's a very difficult thing, and in India, the manufacturing industry people are still not fully understood how LinkedIn and what other things. In this area, I have 90,000 followers. That's why Sanjeev sir obviously invited me. So let me share my LinkedIn story in a very small, very as small as possible or as little as possible. I had my account opened in the year 2015. Because I passed out in 2015, I don't know how to get a job. So all the job portals I downloaded, including Naukri, Indeed, and LinkedIn. And that time I have zero knowledge about LinkedIn, how LinkedIn works, what are the things we can do. So I created the account, and the first 6 years, there is no action. I have the account open, I forget the password, there was no action. So 2021, COVID hit, and I had a issue with my current organization, that time my current organization, and I wanted to switch to a new job. So I restarted my LinkedIn profile. There I have 60 followers. So within 2 months, I got a job and I moved out. So what I did in the 2 months of my job, I prepared a lot of things about quality management. And what I started to do, I have only 60 followers, and I wanted to increase my followers so that I can show off when I'm going to a new company. It's truly show off activity. There is no knowledge sharing initially. I just wanted to show off someone that I'm having very good skills. I'm worthy enough. So I'm about to move to a new company. The new company team need to impress with me. That is a pure factor. So what I did, whatever I learned in the 2 months of time, I started to share that in LinkedIn. And as I expected, once I go into the new company, all the new employees, they already got connected with me through LinkedIn. They started appreciating me for my contents in LinkedIn. Man, wow, you are good. This is good. I learned this something new. But on the new job, I'm not performing well, to be very honest. That is a new company for me, new product line, and I'm finding it a little drastic to adapt in that company and the industry. So I use LinkedIn as a safeguard for me to questioning my ability. I want my managers to trust me. I want my team members to trust me. This guy is new to this company, or else he would deliver very good results. So it started as a show off and a safeguarding. For the first 6 months, I posted somewhat around 80 to 90 contents. All are only downloaded through Google. I downloaded, for example, I learned about cost of poor quality for one of the interviews requirement. In the JD, they mentioned about COPQ. So I read about an article, I downloaded that, and then I posted in LinkedIn. I slowly get attention. And after 6 months, I have reached somewhat around 5,000 to 6,000 connections, and I got settled in the role. But the amount of external validation I get from people through the post I created, that makes me run towards the followers and the self, how we run towards money, how we run towards position. That's how I run towards the followers. Okay, now I have 6,000 followers. Let's breach 10,000 and then 20,000 and so on. And now what is the major hurdle in front of me is content piracy. Till now, I never created a own content. I downloaded it from Google and I posted in LinkedIn. But slowly, if you are not an original content creator, people will forget you. So I started to use Canva, and I document my learnings in Canva. And I posted in LinkedIn, and that post slowly get attentions. And within 1 year, from 6,000, I have reached 30,000 followers. That means 24,000 followers jump in a single year. And I get hundreds of messages in a month, how good my content is, how it is helping their jobs, how they can grow in your career guidance, and so on. Then I reached 50,000 followers, and I thought of stopping LinkedIn. And then one fine day, I received a message from a person. His name is Leeladhar. He's currently working in as a BPMN specialist in Siemens. He messaged me, bro, thank you so much for all your guidance. I never know this person. I never interacted with him. He's just a first level connection. Then I asked him, thanks for the wishes, brother, but may I know the reason? He said, I'm following you for the last 6 months. I download all of your contents, and I recently got selected as a BPMN specialist within Siemens. He literally said your content was the background, and I posted a topic, problem solving matrix. how to choose the right problem solving method depending upon the problem criticality. For a smaller problem, pre-DCA, for a new product issue, DFSS, existing process issue, DMAT, like that I created one content. He said this particular content was the last question of the interview and I able to answer only because of this post. No, that guy sent a message. That message was something I never expected, and then I decided, okay, forget about the followers, forget about the external validation. But this kind of personalized messages from someone, we changed someone's life or we supported someone's life. That makes me, go forward. And today I have 90,000 followers, and I have created more than 350 plus contents only in the manufacturing, production, quality, supply chain, and sometimes project management, and going to start on digital transformation, how industrial automation works and stuffs. So this is how I build. And last 2 years, I helped nearly 300 plus people in their job, directly or indirectly. Either they reached out to me for career guidance or, a simple resume review to a career guidance, how I can, what, like Sanjeev sir said, how he can help us to become a C-suite employees. Likewise, I supported how you can jump from quality engineer to senior quality engineer, from production engineer to a manufacturing engineer, from Six Sigma expert to a master black belt. So like these things I supported. And 2023 October month, I decided to start a WhatsApp community because a lot of people are asking me a question and I sometimes feel overwhelmed. No, I'm not the only expert available here. So I want to bring in a lot of experts in the same platform so that people can ask their question and support. So I started it as a small community. That I named it as OPEX community, Operational Excellence Community. And today I have more than 13,000 people in the community, only from manufacturing industry. And it's a free community where you can ask your questions and you can even answer some of the questions asked by the peoples, where it's purely working for knowledge sharing. And that group is doing very well. And by this year end, I hope we have 20,000 people in the community. It's a largest free community in India, open community. A lot of other communities are there, but the group is locked for messages, but our group is open for messages. So you can ask questions, you can help others likewise. So long story short, what I started as a show off and external validation, really drives me today. Even this Saturdays and Sunday, I only spend it for content creation and LinkedIn support. That's because I can see someone is growing because of my work, and at the same time it makes me work better in my job. If I'm putting something in a document, I'm creating something, so that directly goes into my mind and it will never comes off. So that's like revising and keep on continuous learning. So these are the things, I find it very, very good about LinkedIn content creation. And on top of everything, I get to meet a lot of wonderful people and future leaders and current leaders like Sanjay sir and the whole team. So that's about me. That's about me. And if you have any questions on content creation, how LinkedIn works, how you can grow your platform, anything you can ask me, and I'm happy to discuss. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, sir.
Thank you so much, Manik, for sharing your story and inspiring people, right? How actually what you start and how you can grow and go to such, a large audience. So like you said, we're all here to impact, and we impact somebody else, either our family members, our brothers, sisters, our parents, and our community, and also ourselves, right? So when you feel again that this platform is the same thing in mind, to help people and also grow them, and have a platform to connect each other and also build that network so that we can all grow and then help each other. So with that in mind, I would like to open up for questions. If you have anything for Manik, and also Manik has shared with me a recent podcast he attended on YouTube, and that is an amazing podcast. I would like to share with you all by an email. Just go through him, and also I would request you to follow him. You'll learn a lot, many things. His content is absolutely phenomenal, And
Thank you,
I
sir. Thank you
really
so much.
enjoy it. So maybe all of you just follow, and then also, you can connect with him directly as well. And if you are interested, ask him to add it to his WhatsApp community as well. With that, I'll open it for questions. Who wants to go first?
Sanjeev, I have one question. This is Sriram.
Go ahead.
Hello, Manik. Thank you so much for
Hi, sir.
sharing your experience. Wow, I was truly amazed. Two questions. One is, how do I join your OPEX community? And then how do I join your WhatsApp group, please?
I'll just drop my number, sir, in the chat. So you can message me. I will add you directly, sir.
Okay, thank
Very
you.
simple.
You're truly amazing, Manik, because I've also read your post. I didn't know that you are the guest speaker today. Wow, your posts are truly really good. I've seen those posts in LinkedIn, because I used to be a quality leader before my current role. So I was able to literally relate to all the things that you had on your post. It was really, really good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And another advantage is, a lot of people started content creation after me. I started in 2021. A lot of people, get inspired, and now millions and millions of hundreds of creating content. That's a great sign. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the wishes.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Thank you. Anybody has any other questions for Manik? Okay. So first of all, again, again, thank you so much, Manik, for inspiring this audience. And this is a platform, maybe you can also share with your audience. And if they want, we will definitely help them. With that,
Definitely, sir.
Now I would like to really, start with how to complete projects on time. How do we really, be successful in our own career, right? There are a lot of things that I have witnessed myself as a leader when we ask for something for a particular person, or when we go and say, hey, this project needs to be completed. Normally, people struggle because of two things I've seen. One, they don't know how to manage people and emotions, right? Because if you are not connecting with people in a right way, people will not give you anything, on time. So either people need to create fear or escalation, and then people will come to you. So to me, that is the last thing, right? The first thing is, how do you sorry, connect with people emotionally as well as formally, informally, and then also how do you build that connection so that people can work for you easily, because there are people here who are working as an operations engineer, operations managers, or CEOs. The number one skill that we all need to have is also soft skill, communication skill, and how do we really connect and get the job done from others. You as an individual contributor, you always do better job. Exactly, like for example, content creation, anything I can do myself very well, but if I want somebody else to do the same thing for me with my expectation, it's the hardest thing to do, because it is not you are doing, you are asking someone to do the same thing in project management. So I did some research, I created a few slides to share with you, and I would like to have the discussion with you first to understand, right way, what do you think, how you get projects completed on time? What are some of your success stories you can share with this group? That way we all can learn from each other. At the same time, also I'm going to share a presentation with all of you. So without delay, let me go ahead and get started, and I will stop in between, and then also we'll have the discussion together. Can you all see my screen? Yes.
Yes, we can.
Good. So the accountability factor, right? Completing projects on time, and how do we accelerate growth? One, I would like first of you what worked well for you, right, in your industry, and then where you could have done better to close projects on time and within budget. Anybody wants to share experience, I'll stop sharing, and then again, I would like to bring the slides after this. what worked for you? Hey, this was a phenomenal project. I worked on this and this was the success factor. So what was that? Anybody want to share? This was a very complex project. I did, a lot of work and we did it well, or we struggled here, right? Any challenges that you felt like, hey, this is one of the watch outs? Go ahead, Rich.
Yes, one of the challenges I've had in the past is the definition of the project sometimes changes midstream. And so we start out with a very clear idea of what we want, what the expectations are. And then as we start working on it, a team member will say, well, we need to add this element to the project. Management will say, yeah, I like that, but let's expand it into this area. And so the scope of the project just creeps all over the place. And you might as well take our schedule and throw it out the door. Sometimes I struggle with that, trying to keep the project on track by not redefining it every 3 months, with the expectation that let's deliver the project as defined, and then we can make improvements to it later down the road.
Yeah.
And sometimes I struggle with that because oftentimes the changes are not coming from within the team. It's coming from one of the major stakeholders.
That's true. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I've seen that multiple times happening. And then that too, how do you manage your stakeholders properly and then make sure that you are within that scope? Because probably you have seen that balanced triangle, right? Scope, schedule, and then resources. And if the scope, yeah, resources. Yeah. So I think based on what we learned, either if the scope changes, your timeline will get changed, and then your resource. And then if your resources are limited, again, it will impact the timeline and also the schedule, right? So yeah, go ahead, Sachin.
Yeah. So as a project leader, I got a multi-purpose opportunity to work with many resources. So as far as task completion is concerned, earlier I used to do just write an email and I was expecting to get a reply from that, but I did struggle a lot there. So after that, I started connecting individually to them, then explaining entire background, how their input is helpful for us, and how together if we can work, how we can progress on that task. So after explaining that one-to-one interaction, then I started means those tasks were completing very quickly, and so that individual connection really helped me to complete the project tasks on timely.
Very good. Yeah, I agree with you. I think I have a philosophy called connect before you correct. So if you are not connected with the people and you go ahead and correcting, hey, you're not doing, you need to do this, and being like boss, people will not respect you. They will do for the sake of doing, but they don't want to work for you. So for me, always remember this: dig well before you are thirsty, and connect before you correct anyone. These two have helped me. Thank you. Harsh?
Sanjeev, Kaushal here.
Go ahead, Kaushal.
What I have experienced is that for any of the project to succeed, okay, so what we need to define is what is actually required and when it is required. This is the basic thing required for any of the project. And then what I've seen is to have the desired kind of people who have the right kind of drive to achieve those things within the stipulated time, and uh, uh, and a continuous monitoring of that. Okay, with that, I think we'll be able to achieve that. But the continuous monitoring factor, it has to come always there while completing the project, and it is very very important that you have the right kind of resources, because if you are not having them, then it will be very difficult.
Agree, 100%. Yeah. Harsh?
Yeah, so I would like to share the one of the examples where we're working on to the gear development projects. and we were like stuck with to achieve the heat treatment uh, and further short pinning process, the specification that we need to achieve. But there should be like what I say, the combination, a certain written austenite need to be achieved in heat treatment, and then later on you can convert into the compressive strength. So that was like the task that as a team we have to achieve. But so while working with like supplier, unless until you give the confidence and making you as an like success partner, they will not take like what I say the risk. Otherwise, they will do the like task what you stated them. But throughout that exercise, what I learned is like when you make your supplier as an like trusted partners and build as an cohesive team, and again then the just what I will say, definitely team will deliver. Only thing is like that the good team player and the cohesive team. That's what we need to put together in order to gain the success.
Great. Thank you for sharing that experience. So anybody else?
So for me, in terms of challenges, I would say to get the expertise on the technical skill sets, because it keeps evolving. And then I'm coming from supply chain background, so I'm not a software developer or anything like that. So I was challenged there when I took the roles like in ERP or IT, in business analysis or project management, like to understand the technical piece, like ERPs or analytics. And then it keeps changing. Like now also, it's like cloud, AI. So that is one of the things, like to keep building those skill sets to work with the technical team. And then the second thing was the prioritization piece, where priorities and scope in the agile, it keeps changing. And then how do we keep track of that and then keep executing as per time and budget? So that those two challenges I kept facing, like in multiple roles. Although I could navigate it through like by learning and negotiating and building consensus and all those things, but still I felt that those are ongoing challenges.
I agree with you. I think, yeah. So another thing, people always think, hey, I'm a very good people manager, but if you don't have technical skill, you'll also struggle. So you need to also have balanced approach, right? Technically, understanding the project requirement, right? If it is a short pinning process, heat treatment process, or any process that if you have the technical knowledge, you can ask right question, you can get things done. If it is otherwise, it's very hard for you to. So yeah, go ahead, Krishna.
So I thought initially like having a good RASI will help the complete the project, but I'm not saying that is a myth, but that is very good. But point is, if it is a good within a team or within, if me or my team or somebody is working, it is very well works. But if it is a cross-functional team, and then as you said, correct before connect, connect before correct. What for me is connect before communicate. So if we are not connecting properly and communication will not go properly, then it will be a difficult one. So for especially cross-functional, we should understand not only just the technical, as you just some time back mentioned. We need to understand, do they have a proper tools? Do they have a proper process? What is the gap in the process? Until unless we don't understand, then irrespective of whatever the good RASI, it will be a kind of a difficulty, even though there are a lot of review mechanisms monthly, but still team members suffer. They might stretch it themselves and they can do it, but that will be a short term. Long term will be how are we ensuring the team working is having a proper tools, processes, framework, and where they are struggling. That will be a good point to having a good success for the project, because I have seen lot of constructive feedback. I got it from the stakeholders that helped me to correct me and connect the other team members, and that helped me to deliver a couple of the success projects also.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks.
MP?
I would say we probably, I totally agree with everyone's view and 100% on that. But maybe one more thing I could add is connecting the bigger picture so that like they understand, maybe like if someone is supporting piece of element in big project, unless they see big picture, it is very hard to get them motivated. And other one is like maybe letting them know what's in it for them, like
Got it. Very
what are the
good.
benefit for them. If we explain that, then it allows to gain trust and engagement.
Perfect. Yeah. So two things that MP mentioned, which is really, resonates with me as well. Painting the big picture, right? What is the end goal and why we are doing that? And then also, making sure that, you're connecting and engaging, right? With people.
When we get into project, actually, maybe balancing scope, schedule, and resource, that balance triangle is key to make sure everything is on time and then as expected versus maybe getting scope creep or lost in the journey.
Yeah. MP, check your microphone. Maybe there is a sound issue. Probably sometime I'm not able to hear properly, but yeah, I think if everybody got it, is great. Yeah. So very good inputs and insights from everyone. Yes, Kaushalendra, go ahead.
Sanjeev, what I have experienced is sometimes we learn through failures also. Because in one of the projects, what we have faced here is that we selected two of the Indian suppliers for keyboard development, but they had relatively less experience in working in the kind of high temperature kind of atmosphere which exhaust systems require. Okay, so the keyboards which were developed by them, they actually were exposed to hydrogen embrittlement. Okay, so this even after winning the project, okay, we could realize the revenues after a period of almost say 6 to 8 months. Okay, because we have to search for a new partner development in development. So I think this should also be considered by someone who is looking at the selection of proper supplier also. Yeah. I may not be correct at this moment, but you can consider it.
No, it's true. Even I've seen that, we gave a particular project to a supplier. It was assembly project, like a contract manufacturing, but they were not good in assembly at all. So we have to teach everything, but we have to fail and then again extend the project timeline and then make it, successful. Because someone tells you, hey, the supplier is good, you go ahead with a low cost, you give that, but you put a lot of time and efforts and then you work with them and you still fail because they are not accustomed with everything that you are expecting, and if you cannot live and if you don't have the right subject matter expert, the project will fail too. Yeah, good point. Yes, Balish.
Yeah, my experience is in project level is as Murphy law says, as something going wrong, it will go wrong. So that is I experienced one of the big project. We were bringing the material from Italy, so we thought that we will start the manufacturing setup here. We started, but initial stage that Murphy laws applied to us, and but later stage we'll solve with knowledge. Yes, of course, what you guys are already explaining about the, if you have a technical knowledge, you definitely it will get solved, and it takes. So it's always in a running stage. Maybe sometimes pay for that. The owner itself is paying for that getting a technical knowledge, but the employees is in a different way. Getting a knowledge, you are getting the salary also in that case.
Yeah.
So that is my experience, but it is recent. So we have a lot of, but I would listen from you guys. Thank you very much.
Great. Okay, with this, I think now everybody summarized, right, where and what happens in project management. So I have a few slides to quickly go through, but if you have questions, again, we can discuss after this, and you can also share, because here everybody is working on project, everybody has experienced of failures and success, so we can definitely share. Let me go ahead and get started here again. Let me know if you can see the power of accountability. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay, good. So accountability creates ownership and drive result. So if you don't have accountability, you will not get the result. Trusting, like everybody was talking, establishing trust within teams and with customers if you're working on a project. The accountability becomes a foundation for sustainable growth. If you don't have the right accountability, then you will hardly grow, right? An organization. So creating culture of excellence and reliability is very, very important, and that's where accountability matters. So this is very important quote to me from Stephen Covey. Accountability breeds responsibility. So if you don't have the responsibility and accountability, automatically anything will be completed. And stats says 91% of employees say accountability is one of the most important factor, right? If you don't have, if for example, my group works very hard, I have all the team members, but the other group doesn't work and the company culture is bad, I will try my best, but you cannot accomplish the cross-functional project effectively. So they see the other thing. So it is important to have a accountability. So what I suggest, making accountability a core value, not a word, right? Just make sure that it is within your function, within your team, within your organization. And always, we try to blame because of this, because of that happens, but it is not just a blaming will work, but we need to understand and collaborate and find out gaps proactively and then moving ahead. Then this is accountable, understanding the problem, right? 30% of projects are completed on time within budget. Just think about this. This is very, very important metric. Only 30% are complete on time and within budget. It means 70% companies are wasting time. So that's where this, you all as a team members need to come and see why those things are happening. Poor accountability costs business billions. Lack of clear expectation, we do not set right expectation with team members, that will lead to misalignment and delays in project. And if there is no accountability and there is a lot of accountability gaps, then it will create a lot of tension between the team members, and also it will erode the trust. So this is a very, very important factor, why accountability matters. So in the absence of clearly defined goal, we become strangely loyal to performing daily acts of trivia. So if we don't have, like MP mentioned, if you don't have the bigger picture, what is my goal, where we want to be, and we just live in that reactive world of daily things, will not achieve big things, right? Companies with high performance accountability systems are 3 times more to be top financial performance. So it is coming from McKinsey. If you have a clear accountability system, how you have a right process, then you will be 3 times more successful. So I would like you to, if you are working on a project or in a team in your organization, assess your current accountability system honestly. Do you have real accountability system? And also ignore the warning signs of accountability breakdown, right? So again, there will be missed deadline, there will be lack of ownership, everything will be there. But how do you ignore and then see the whole holistic picture? That is very important. Then how do you create that accountability framework? So there are 4 pillars for project accomplishment. 1, clear expectations, transparent communication, having the clear measurement system in terms of meaningful metric and how you are going to track, and then what happens if you fail, consequence management, positive enforcement, celebrating the successes, and also constructive feedback to the team if you fail. It is not that every project will be 100% successful, but even if we fail, what do we learn from it? How do we constructively take that feedback and provide it to the team members? So the important quote here is what gets measured, gets managed, or gets done, right? Teams with clear accountability complete 28% more project on time. So if you don't have accountability, same stats, right? 30% of projects only completed, 70% fail because we don't have clear accountability. So documenting our accountability framework, right? Have these 4 things in your list and go back to your own project and review them, right? Say, hey, do I have clear expectation, transparent communication? Do I have a right tracker? And what are the consequence management of positive as well as negative. Then I'm going in deeper. The first pillar, setting clear expectation, right? Defining SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. You all heard this, so I don't want to spend time here, but have a clear goals, project charter with clear deliverable, and establish unambiguous roles and responsibilities each team member. So everybody should be clear, right? What is my role? What is others' role? If that is not clear, then your project will fail and you will not be achieving the results. So for you, documenting clearly, and then also agreement from stakeholders, right? Like I said, connect before you correct, or connect before you communicate is also very important. Otherwise, people won't listen. Very, very good point, Krishna, there. And clarity about what matters, provide clarity about what doesn't. So you should know what is everybody's role, what is not their role as well. Otherwise, you will always struggle. No, I thought you will do it. So assumption will always create a problem. So 70% of project failure can be attributed to poor requirement definition and unclear expectation. Just pause for a moment and digest this thing. Poor requirement of definition, like Rich mentioned. If you don't have a clear scope, clear definition of the project, and the goal changes, then if you don't have right expectation, project will fail. Get written confirmation of understanding from stakeholders, right? So make sure that there is a buy-in from people, so that they don't back out, say, I did not say this. So and don't assume everyone has the same interpretation of expectation. So everybody thinks differently, works differently. So always think about, what are your expectation, and is it the other person is cleared on those expectations, right? Then this is very key, right? Like talked about effective people management, leading for accountability. First, number one, why people don't do work, because they don't see there is a psychological safety. Psychological safety means anybody can come to me anytime and he can share or she can share willingly, openly, anything that is happening within that particular project or anything outside that project. So building that safety is important. If people don't trust you, they're not going to share you all the secrets. So make sure first psychological safety, then servant leadership. I think Krishna Reddy, you talk about it a lot on LinkedIn. Servant leadership is very important. So I don't think I am the boss. I will tell everybody will listen versus how can I go and listen to the people and then serve others. So when you serve others, you will automatically become a leader by removing obstacles. So always make sure you go and help people. Hey, what is your problem? How can I help? Conducting regular one-on-one calls with your team members. Check in, right? How things are, ask, and then build that psychological safety when you have one-on-ones with people. Hey, share with me everything. I'm here to help you and make you successful. Then model accountability by honoring your own commitment. So this is very important to me. If I am not committed, if I am not giving my time and I'm not completing my task on time, I cannot hold other people accountable, because people will see what they see, they will also copy it. So if you complete your words, your projects or your tasks, then people will say, yeah, this guy is doing, I will also do it, right? Example is not a main thing in influencing other. It is only the thing. So it means be the role model. That's what he's saying. Teams with leaders who model accountability are 2.5 times more likely to meet project timeline. So if you as a good leader, you take accountability, you are 2.5 times more likely to get things done, right? Then what you should do, recognize and celebrate when team member demonstrate strong accountability. Always, there are multiple ways. It's not only always money. There are ways to hold people accountable, and don't micromanage. Hey, what did you do yesterday? What did you do, in 4 o'clock? No, don't leave them alone. Once you set the expectation, build their psychological safety, they'll come to you. Don't go and micromanage, right? Then tools. What tools you use? There are a lot of tools available in if you go on a softwares, right? Asana is a tool, Trello is a tool, Monday.com, they all do only accountability and also project management. Real-time visibility is a tool, right? If your Power BI, or you can understand what is happening about that entire line, assembly line or anything, you have project dashboards can be created and you can also see what is happening. And then central repository of the decisions or minutes of meetings, you can create that. And automation reminder, automatically sending an email to people will help people to know what they need to do. So you don't have to email sent by a system like an ERP system, or there is a cloud system that tells, hey, this due is on this date. So people will do their job on time and you'll accomplish project on time. The right tool in the wrong hands is still the wrong tool. Just soak it down, right? The right tool in the wrong hands is still the wrong tool. It means you need to have the right tool to the right people. Okay? So organization that use project management software have 28% higher success rate. Then what I suggest, choose tools that increase transparency and reduce admin burden, right? If you are buying a software, you are trying to work out on a project management thing, always make sure it is a transparent and there should be less of admin work. And don't implement tools with proper training and adoption. That's what I've seen. Hey, we have big software. If you are not speaking, keep your phones on mute, please. Then communication rhythms for accountability, right? Structured communication. At least if you're working on a big project, have a daily stand-up 15 minutes for aligning people, project reviews with a strategic course correction, and then monthly reflection, right? For continuous improvement, and also quarterly goal reset to maintain long-term alignment. So thinking the big picture, if you have to correct something, always have this quarterly goals reset, meetings. The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. We always think, oh, it is done, it happened. No, over communication is good. Go talk to people, because if you want to be successful as a project manager, communication is the key. Teams that implement structured communication rhythms see 30% reduction in project delay. So there is a very high chance. So 70% success rate of doing things done on time. Documenting key decisions and action item from every meeting. So don't allow meetings to become one-way information dumps without accountability follow-up. So don't always have only one way, right? If I'm sharing and you are listening, no. If you are also sharing, then it is two-way communication that is more helpful for everyone. Then managing obstacles when things go wrong. And like I said, every project will not be done on time because of multiple factors. So when things go wrong, create a blame-free environment and for reporting issues. So if something is bad, don't wait for the next 1 month meeting. I'll talk only after that. If that failed, talk today, right? How that will come to you if you are a project manager. And if you are a project engineer, how do you communicate back to the project manager saying that, hey, this is what is happening. This will fail. That way, you can correct it. Implement a formal obstacle resolution process. If something happens, how are you going to deal with? Use 5 Whys technique, fix, learn from it, prevent it methodology. So this is a methodology. Whenever something happens, fix it, learn from it quickly, and also think how we can prevent the same thing not to happen again, right? A problem well stated is problem half solved. It's very, very well-known statement. You probably have heard it, but if not, this is very, very important. If you have clearly defined problem, then your 50% of the problem is solved. Project with established problem management process are 37% more likely to be completed on time. Based on the Gartner study, they did the recent survey, and then you can see 30% are more likely to be completed on time with project with established problem management process. So you know exactly what problems you're trying to solve. So what here do? Reward early problem identification, not heroic last minute saves. We always reward people. Oh, that guy came and saved this project. but we always don't talk about people who are proactively working and stopping the problem not to happen in the last moment. So think about those people, or those particular issues or tasks that people are doing that you would like to go and reward them. Because normally hero is the one who really comes, yeah, he fights and then he gives you, oh, I made it successful, and we celebrate that. That is okay if it completely, something happened, but always go back. If people are working and projects are complete on time, means somebody is really thinking about proactive problem identification. So allow the same obstacle, don't allow the same obstacle to repeatedly. So don't make the same mistake again. Always learn from the mistake and move on. Then measurement and metrics, right? Quantifying accountability. Always look for leading indicators. Early warning metrics like task completion rate, risk identification metric. Lagging indicator is after the fact, outcome metric, on time delivery, budget, adherence, what happened, right? That is the lagging indicator. Process metric, how work gets done, right? What is your cycle time, how you hand off your quality of the project, etc. And then also people metric, team health and engagement. We normally don't think about all this. So when you're working on project, always think about these 4 metric: leading indicator, lagging indicator, process metric, and people metric. Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. Soak a little bit, just think about it. Not everything that can be counted counts. Means don't measure those things that are not going to be impactful, and measure only that makes impactful for the project outcome, right? Teams that track both leading and lagging indicator improve project success rate by 40%. So think about, in any project you are going to do it, always look for leading and lagging indicators. Focus on small set of meaningful metric rather than tracking everything. I've seen people at their 100 metrics. We cannot focus on 100. Our mind works with very, maximum 3 to 5 or 10, right? Whatever works for you. But depending on the project, always look for what are your key metrics, and don't measure without acting on the insight gained. So always look how that is going to help my project. If it is going to help, then only measure it. If not, don't do it. Then accelerating growth through accountability. So use accountability as a learning accelerator, not as a completion tool. Then implement personal accountability practices. For example, publicly go and tell people, hey, I'm going to do this. If you tell, they're likely to accomplish it, right? Accountability partner, create that accountability partnership. Create continuous improvement loop with reflection and adoption, right? Probably you might have heard people, most successful CEOs and all the leaders I've seen, they use SPP, Sunday planning process. Means on Sunday they sit for 1 or 2 hours and they look for next week, next month, what exactly I'm going to accomplish. Every Sunday they look what happened and what is going to happen. They all do it, right? Reflection is the key. So just think about it, and if you can spend some time, what is happening in your own personal life? Okay, what do I need to do next week? What I did last week, and what I need to accomplish in next 6 months. If you sit together and put together an action plan and you hold yourself accountable, you're likely to accomplish everything. Growth and comfort do not coexist, right? So always growth comes with pains, and then it's not, if you live in comfort zone, you will not grow. So always think that you have to work, right? Professional who practice high accountability advance their careers 2 times faster than peers. So if you start practicing high accountability on yourself and holding other people and getting accomplished, your career, right? If you want to become a CEO or chief technical officer, anything, you will increase at least twice than your peers if you have a good accountability practice, right? Then connect project accountability to personal and professional growth goals. So make sure that whatever you are doing, how it is going to help you become what you want to become. And don't see accountability as an end goal, right? It's a mechanism to get greater achievement. So Accountability is just only for that particular thing, but it is not an end goal, right? Accountability is the glue that transforms individual excellence to collective success. So it's very, very important for us to complete. So with this, I think I'll stop sharing, and then I would like to brainstorm and see, what you got and any additional thoughts that you would like to share. Anything you got from this presentation and the talk that I just shared with you all? Go ahead, Sachin.
Maybe Sanjeev, can I just add one?
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. I think it was a lovely presentation. Just to tell you that I have been in the projects for almost 30 years, moving plants, setting up plants from US and Europe into India, and I think you have covered all. Only one thing I would like to emphasize, which is already done, is managing risk and communicating failures. Because I see a lot of Indians here, and one of the biggest reasons for project failure is we don't communicate failure. We have fear of failure communication. That's the biggest. I'll tell you interestingly, probably way back, maybe a decade ago, when one of the projects I was handling, maybe 20 years ago, the first training I was given in US for Indians is to say no. Because we people, culturally, we have the fear of saying no. Okay, we accept everything, and that's one of the biggest reasons. From a study it has come. It is not something which I'm telling. It's a study that has come out. So I was taken here and then given a training to say no. How will you say no? How do you communicate failure? So you've done all those things, but since I see a lot of Indians down here, that is something which you people must learn. It's not something which is wrong, but something which is different by cultural impact. So we have fear of telling no, and we have fear of, we say till the last minute we think we can do something, and then including, not just process, including the supply chain component development, the supplier will never tell you that it is not being done. Maybe the last week he'll try and see, I can do it, I will push all this and get it done. So that is something I think which is critical to success, is what you must manage, anticipate risk, and then no fear for communicating failures or telling no. See, there is a methodology. You cannot tell your boss, I will not do it. It doesn't work that way. See, you cannot take the pendulum to the other side and say, no, boss, it will not work. That's not what you need to have. A methodology and a knack and some sort of an, training to see how you handle a situation of no to your boss. Excellent. So I think these two are critical to success for a project, especially from an Indian perspective.
I agree.
Because you must have seen, because at least I have seen in the last, I would say about 30 years of handling various projects across the globe. This has been the critical fact. Otherwise, everything else, Indians, we stand apart. I'm sure, Rich will agree to what I'm talking.
Yeah.
But once that is overcome, I think many of the projects can be handled well, because the rest of it we have good in terms of budget, time, people, resources. Rich talked about change, which is critical. That also, yes. But the risk and associated and fear to say no for a change, and then the communication of failure is what I think is the focus that we all should have.
Yeah.
But thanks, Sanjeev.
No, thank you, sir. I think your experience is much more valuable than the presentation, because you already done. Because I was part of, Krishna sir he was CEO. I was working as the maintenance engineer under him, and we were moving a plant from one place, pursuing it in Pune to Lonikand in Pune. We built a big facility, and I remember, how we did it. We were expecting that to complete in 3 months. But the team was so charged up, they completed it in maybe 15 days. Everything done with a proper planning. I think that the enthusiasm, I can really relate that, because I was the person who was there day in, day out. I used to go only for 4 or 5 hours, just sleep and then come. And then we were spending whole day. And the team was so charged up, and we completed everything within time and then within budget. So that was, I agree with you. Yeah, thank you.
See, I'll tell you, that is the challenge for me working with a venture capitalist. I don't know how many of you have worked. see, there is a difference between working with a venture capital, with a PE firm, and a corporate driven PE firm. So it's very, very critical, when you work on a project. I think you all have summed up the whole system into very, very great aspects of the topics which you need to manage out. Good. Thanks, Sanjeev.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, Sachin, go ahead, share your thoughts.
Yeah. First of all, Sanju, thank you so much for this initiative and this wonderful presentation. So I just one query regarding like what happens sometimes we get emotionally connect with project and project deliverables. So try to frequently connect with our stakeholders and like frequent follow-up so that task will get complete on time. And that gets miscommunicated with like micromanagement. So how to draw a line between that follow-up and micromanagement?
Very good. Anybody, any good project manager would like to share before I share my thoughts? And this is a great question, by the way, Sachin. Very good. Yeah. So, okay, let me go ahead. I'll share my experience. So, micromanagement happens because you feel like, that person won't do, that person, needs particular, this thing is not going to accomplish because you had some experience with that person or that particular department, they're not going to do this, or their boss is not right, whatever, right? So we go with our preconceived mindset that, they're not going to do it. So that's why we go for micromanage, right? There is a fear. So my suggestion is, first of all, set clear expectation with that person and tell at what time you are expecting, why you are expecting, and how it is going to help that person as well as you, right? And how you are going to report it to the next level. So one is having clear expectation is very important. And second, don't have to go and keep on sending email. On the regular time, when you said, I'm going to do it next week, schedule a meeting next week and say, hey, as discussed, I am now reviewing this project. Could you please share your update with me? You are not micromanaging. You are just meeting your commitment now. Okay. And if it fails, you said, okay, anyway, this failed. Okay. Can we learn from it? Can we make sure, okay, if it is not done, can we do it next week? Okay. I'm going to schedule a meeting, or maybe can I help you by setting an offline meeting with you so that we can come together and see what are some of the roadblocks? Is not a micromanagement. If you are trying to support, you are again going back to self-communication, how you approach the problem and how you communicate is matters a lot, right? When you go with that mindset to help and support, that person is not saying, this guy is pushing me. He's saying, he's trying to remove my roadblock. And he might say, what? I tried to do this. My boss said this, I don't have time. And then you can go to his boss, say, hey, he needs some time. Can you please help me with this? So you'll come to know all those things when you have the informal communication or maybe another meeting, right? So don't go and just follow up because you feel like that person. So that is not going to, that is a micromanagement. For you, set the expectation and wait. Let it fail for some day. Don't fail completely, but at least maybe instead you have a 1 month time, give him a week first. Okay, let him do whatever he wants and then schedule. So that's how I approach the problem. Go ahead, sir. Yes.
It's a very good point you have touched, Sanjeev. See, this is again coming to fear of failure communication down the line. See, you empower your people to communicate failure. The micromanagement happens because, you don't have, as Sanjeev said, probably you fear that he will not be able to complete. And you fear that you do not know much about the status. See, that fear is what is, and you think that he will not be able to complete and that whole blame will come on me. So the starting point in this, on a bigger level is empower your team to communicate failure well in advance. Give them the empowerment, and they should have a feel, okay, if I communicate failure, that my boss is not going to come hard on me, but at the same time, he should feel that I can go and communicate and take his help. Many times the fear of communication, again, not only at our level below also the same issue. They don't communicate, and that results in micromanagement because then we feel not confident with the person below that whether he's giving me the truth, whether he's giving me correct picture, we don't know. So I think overall, I know it's difficult, it's easier said than done, but try empowering people to communicate failures and empower people to say no. Then you will know the correct status much ahead in time. Micromanagement will reduce, because the more you micromanage, more cover up is going to happen. Because he knows that you are going to talk, and he will start, and they will focus more on report preparation and getting details to you than on the actual floor. So adding to Sanjeev, same thing goes below. Start empowering your people so that they can come and talk to you on failures, and let them be empowered to say no, that this cannot happen. Probably they are much more aware of what the floor condition is than us. As you go up, probably you will have to have a lot of inputs, and you may not have the floor condition.
100%. Yes, sir. Yeah, very
Great
good.
insights. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
So with this, I think you got a lot of insights today. I would like to have, again, two questions. We are a little bit, maybe 16 minutes more than what we took, but maybe I'll take another 3-4 minutes to talk about two things. One, Krishna sir has really, agreed that probably he will support this group and maybe many more, how people can reach to the CEO, CTO, CFO levels, and he would like to really prepare the team members. If you are in the supervisor or a beginner stage, how you can prepare to C-suite is one way he's thinking. Another one is, if you're already in senior management, you have a lot of experience, 20 plus, and you want to be a CEO at some point, how you can be really ready and what are the skills you need. That will be a kind of a program and a personal coaching, everything. So I'll give this floor to Krishna sir to share what exactly are his thoughts and then how you would like to help the team members. Go ahead, sir.
Good. Thanks. As Sanjeev said, we are already overrunning time, so I will not take much. See, the idea behind this is this. Probably, I don't know how many of you have my background. I'll just briefly tell you. I've spent around totally 40 years in the industry, of which probably about say 27 years I've been CEO, MD of multinationals in India of diversified sectors, like into Eaton, into GE, into Concentric, Comms, Verimet, Sanjeev, into Invensys, Fluid. So diversified industries, and from parents companies from US, Europe, and set up plants in India, China. So with this now probably is a time for me to give something back to the next generation, which is what I was talking to Sanjeev. So the idea I wanted to share is, what exactly is expectation of corporate boards? Having worked on the boards of these companies, I'm still continuing to be on the board of a few companies even now. So I shuttle between India and US. So currently I'm in Sanjeev's place. Probably I'll go back in next few months back to India. So my idea was to share with people who are really interested to see what skill sets that people really look for in a CEO. It is not just technical, because as you rise in the rank, technical is one portion, very, very small portion. Not that it is insignificant, it is significant, but much more than that is required to get to a position of C-suite. So what my thought was, if we have people interested, we could walk them through what is that they have to prepare themselves, because now the competition is global. See, as we see along, there are no more, because even during my time, I've seen for C-suite position, people applying from US and Europe to Indian companies. It's applying from India into US companies. So this is going to be global competition. So we need to know certain inherent things what the corporations across the world need. So I thought that we will share some of these with people who are interested to know how they should prepare themselves, because the preparation is really critical and preparation is really competitive. So this is the idea which we have mooted, and Sanjeev's idea was, why don't we take it in two categories of people who are in the the mid segment, who really wanted to prepare themselves to get to C-suite level, and second is people who are already in the senior management level and who has an opportunity to get to C-suite, and what should be their preparation and stand ready. Because my feeling always is, you have to be CEO ready today to be recruited. You cannot get to a position and get to know what CEO is. So because when people see you, at the board level, we can, you also know, when you interview your people, you already know that in the 5 minutes or, 6 minutes of your talking to him, whether he's a content fellow, requirement for you or not. You can decide. So those things is what we want to talk, and especially in a CEO level, it's a board which is going to look at. So that is what our thought was. Let us see how this plan rolls out, and with Sanjeev, we'll see how people are interested. How is it to take this forward? So it's in the initial stage. Probably Sanjeev has rolled out some, I think Google Forms to see your interest. And once it comes up, really, we thought we'll take this up as a initiative for the people who are really interested. But thanks, Sanjeev.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, so I think just to let you know, I think I'm connected. I'm very lucky and fortunate to connected with people like Krishna sir, and then there are a lot of general manager, plant managers, and but connecting with Krishna sir helped me in terms of transforming my whole life, right? So for me, again, giving back to society. So I'll send you the Google form if anybody is interested. Go ahead and enroll, as an email. And according to that, then I'll share the list with him. And then also next week, next to next week, everybody's asking how to say no. Could be another topic that I would be taking, and I would start working on it. And then I need to prepare some slides for that. But definitely it will be another valuable session. I would encourage all of you. First of all, go to Manik's page, go to my page. You need anything, any recommendation you can share, that would be great. Second, spread the word. Send this particular. I will not be sharing recording now onwards, because I want to keep it only people who want to come, and then who want to really interested. I don't want to share people who are not attending. So this is a session that I want everybody to incorporate, learn from each other, and also learn and connect with each other. So you will not see the recordings now onwards, but if you want it, I'll share it. Okay. But I want that your side requirements. And I was this part and I want this. So I'll share the recording as well. And then other than that, if you have any other topic you would like to learn, where you struggle, where this group can help you, let us know. And then we'll continue to grow this forum. And then also, you have now luxury, we have very less people, but if it grows, then we'll see how to manage and how do we really bring the right set of people. But you'll see a lot of great leaders coming to this forum, because I've already lined up many people, and you will see that we'll get a lot of value from this, and I hope everybody is getting benefit out of it. Thank you so much, and let's connect again on 22nd of March, which is 2 weeks from now. Thank you.
Good. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
Bye. Good evening.
Yeah.
Thank you.